The heroes of the My Day in Kazakhstan program are foreign specialists, ambassadors and volunteers who link their faith, albeit not for long, with the country in the center of Eurasia. They talk with love about Kazakhstan, their activities, and most importantly, their life today. The camera will film the program heroes from early morning until late evening. We introduce viewers to those who help build a new economy and promote Kazakhstan's integration into the world community. People of Kazakhstan will see amazing places of the country they live in, which they know but sometimes do not notice its uniqueness.
Hello, hi, assalamu alaikum, come on in, come on in. To introduce myself, my name is Orgil. I'm a digital marketer here. I work for a tour company, and yeah, we'll be walking through some of the stuff that goes around in my life. Now in the morning I usually have some tea, so my friends taught me some Kazakh phrases, and one of the best phrases I know is ишесин. So let's have some tea outside. I usually look out windows. So cheers. A few minutes that way, we will be close to Yessil River as well. So usually in the mornings, I like to have some tea, have some snacks, and work a little bit on my desk, because in the mornings usually I feel very creative. I feel like I can get a lot of work done. So yeah, while we have some tea, some snacks, let's get to work. Yeah, I have my monitor like this, which helps me to do two things at the same time.
Orgil Bat, a native of Mongolia, left his homeland in an early age and moved to live in Europe. Almost 20 years later, he returned to the Mongolian steppes, however, moved to Kazakhstan after a year, where he works as a digital marketer in tourism.
So with the stuff I'm working on, it's just one of my projects with the tour projects that I'm trying to introduce in Kazakhstan. Now, this is one tour example. The platform I use and work on, it's quite easy. You can just add the picture and you can look at the changes here, and it's already up here. So it's actually not that difficult. It just takes a bit of practice and getting used to. Whenever I finish a task, usually I write down what I need to finish for the day. I write it down, and then when I'm done, I just list it off like this. Because, I don't know, it makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel like I got something important done, and it's a nice thing, nice feeling. The important thing is I don't really like to open up my emails. I don't really like to open up Facebook or social media, especially during early mornings, because it's a time where you can fully focus on work. So I do that for about 1 hour, maybe 2 hours in the mornings. But obviously I need some rest, relaxation. And one of my hobbies, one of the things I really like to do is I like to compose music, write music. And I like to make music on my own. So to show you guys some of my national music, this is a song I wrote. This is in Mongolia, so maybe you guys will like it. Sometimes I like to make up a song, make up music, and if I really like it, sometimes I write it down and compose music during my free time. We're ready to head out to the office. My morning routine is usually like this, and I have some tea and work a little for about an hour or so. But let's get going to the office. So on our way to the office, but a little about this building here. This was completed 6 months ago, around 6-7 months ago. I said I recently moved in. So outside you have playgrounds, newly designed and modern looking building, I would say. Yeah. So we just arrived near the riverside along the Yessil River, and every morning when I head to the office, this is the usual route I take, and before work starts it's always a nice relaxing time and moment to focus on just what I need to get done and what I need to finish, projects that are happening. Yeah, I enjoy my quiet, peaceful walk. The thing about asana over the recent years, what I noticed is, I think this is a bit old, but there's been a lot of changes with stuff that's being added towards the riverside. Before I didn't even notice there were swings. Sometimes lights get added, new chairs, they paint the chairs, so everything is changing and new things are being built. So I think in the near future, Nur Sultan will be one of the hubs in Central Asia will connect East Asia, Europe together. I think it will be a good connecting bridge, like the old Silk Road will be renewed all through Kazakhstan, I think. So we can see people fishing here. This happens in the afternoon and the morning. Oh wow, get a fish.
May I have a look?
Круто.
Cool. What kind of fish is this?
Какие рыбы это?
The Siberian roach. The Siberian roach? Ah.
Yeah, a few minutes that way until we reach our office, so let's go. So one thing I want to mention is the Yessil River that goes along the city. It separates the old city from the new city. So on the left bank, you have new buildings, more modern looking, and it's more futuristic. Whereas the right bank over here, it's called the old city. Relatively new, but you can see more of the Soviet socialist kind of architecture and buildings the more further you go in the left bank. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic where you have two different types of architecture and different feel and vibe of the city.
Orgil is a real modern nomad. From an early age, he has been exploring continents and oceans. Perhaps it is due to the genetic memory of nomads who used to easily cover long distances.
So a little about my background, how I ended up in Kazakhstan and how I came to be here. It's funny because when I was young, I actually was born in Gobi Altai, which is western provinces, as said, which is close to Kazakhstan and close to Russia. So I lived there for a few years as a nomad. I used to be a nomad back when I was younger, but when I was turning 7 or 8, I ended up moving to Sweden, so I grew up abroad. And afterwards, I was studying in the US, in America, and went back home to Mongolia for 1 or 2 years. But when I was traveling around Kazakhstan, I like traveling, and when I was traveling around Kazakhstan, I met my business partner who's working with me on the project with tourism. So funnily enough, I met her through an acquaintance, and one thing led to another, and she invited me to come live in Kazakhstan and work in Kazakhstan. So it's been quite an interesting journey of how everything turned out. So we're just heading to the office, which is right over there. So usually in the morning, I like to take a walk along the riverside before I get started with my work. And it's a nice way to relax before everything starts. So yeah, let's go to the office. So we're just walking to our office. Should be right over there. I'll show you the view. It's really nice from our office. It's a you know, you'll see how the office is.
Hello, Riste. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Fine.
I'm just waiting for you. I'll be right over.
Okay. Hi, Medina.
Hi, Orgil, how are you?
Good, good. What's up? What's new?
Yeah, I'm just working on the site. We'll need
Cool.
your help in the afternoon.
Yeah, sure.
Are you busy?
Medina, come to us. Orgil, let's continue the discussion of the project.
Начнем с того, что
Kazakhstan is like a gateway to Central Asia.
Центральную Азию
Is this yurt Mongolian or Kazakh?
This is Mongolian.
Mongolian yurt? Well, then you need to change Mongolian to Kazakh. Oh yes, exactly. This yurt is not Kazakh, but more Kyrgyz.
Yes, I think Kyrgyz.
I think we can leave it.
страшного нету. Идея в том, что
The idea is that all trips to Central Asia start from Kazakhstan.
Центральная Азия начинается с Казахстана.
Kazakhstan is like a gate.
Поворотов мы делаем
We're making a large travel website and we have been working on this for the third year.
используя
Using our experience and knowledge and his capabilities, we create such an interesting startup project. Orgil likes Kazakhstan. He feels comfortable here.
Orgil,
Mm-hmm.
can I show you something?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So, I want to change this section.
Okay.
Maybe add here Kazakh version.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do you think? Yeah, Orgil, I have to go now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's meet tomorrow and discuss the other things about our project.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Sounds good. All right. So sometimes when I have a lot of work, I just, like to look out to the river and think about what I need to do. Well, not necessarily what I need to do, but just kind of clear my mind. It helps with relaxing because, when you have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of projects, it's difficult to keep focused. So, but being relaxed, it helps with focusing on specific projects. And probably later on, we'll take a walk around the river. So, my work usually involves a lot of creative thinking. So I have to think of designs and what needs to be integrated into my website and things that need to be done on a more technical level, on top of creative stuff. Sometimes I have these sketches, as you can see. I write down sketches how the layout needs to be for certain specific designs. So. Yeah, it's not just working on the computer. It's also writing things down, thinking, and taking time for yourself to think of ideas, and not just sitting on the computer all day.
Tatiana, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Fine, fine. What's new?
Working on a project.
Много туристов.
There will be a lot of tourists now, right? Rista told me about it.
Все? Okay.
Bye.
Baka. So now let's head out to the river and we can take a walk along the riverside. Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the river. Sometimes I just like to walk around the riverside. It's relaxing. You have all these people having fun, rowing their boats. So I like to sit somewhere there or just walk around the riverside and something to clear my mind. We are heading to a cafe. Sometimes after work I like to have some drinks. So we're just going to have a seat here. The thing I really like about Astana, you have open spaces to just have coffee, tea, especially during the summer. So I like to go to coffee shops and have a bit of food, tea while I'm relaxing, while I'm just taking time off.
The acoustics competition kicks off. Make some noise.
Ваши аплодисменты. с безмятежно красивой улыбкой.
So I'll take a seat here. Were you working out or like running around?
I was learning bicycle cycling there in the park.
A friend of Orgil's happened to pass by, and a sit down in a coffee shop during the song contest continued with a traditional walk along the embankment.
Well, I guess you should like it here because we have so many talented, nice musicians and in general talented people in the city.
It's nice, you know, when you're just taking a walk and you randomly come across live music and kind of gives you the reason to go sit down,
Yeah.
have some tea or I don't know, get some food. So besides the riverside, other parts of the city, they have live music.
And he's a very sociable guy. He's got lots of friends and he's been here in Kazakhstan for a while and we are actually really happy to have him because he's a really nice and friendly person and always ready to help and always ready for and up for anything.
Quite an interesting day. Went to the office afterwards and I just wanted to have some coffee, and sometimes I like to have coffee and tea, but my friend was actually around the area. So she dropped by and it's always a nice, pleasant surprise to come across your friends or people you know when you're walking around. So anyways, I'm going to head back home. It's about time for me to go home and relax. We are going to be meeting some of my friends, which I'll introduce you in just a second. So come with me, let's go. So I would like to introduce you guys to two of my really good friends. We're sitting there. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, Madi, good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So, Matt, how are you?
Good.
I'm good. Good.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. So we have to do that on the weekend. Next week then.
Yeah, next weekend. If we're planning on going to Almaty, then perhaps take, you know, stop somewhere, rest, go camping. I don't know.
So,
on the car? On the car, yeah.
Yeah, are you gonna drive or?
Yeah, we can drive.
Yeah, we can drive.
Do you think he's been very loyal and a very trustworthy person? And I'm really glad that a lot of foreigners are coming to Kazakhstan, living here, doing business, developing their business internationally.
What do you guys think of the food?
It was okay.
Good, that was okay.
It was spicy though.
It was a bit spicy.
I was sweating eating chicken.
Okay.
So yeah, we just got done with having dinner. So we're going to head off to the Botanical Garden, which is a few meters that way. So let's keep going.
The Botanical Garden opened in 2018 in the capital of Kazakhstan. This is the city's largest and youngest park. There are ponds with fountains and bridges, cycling and jogging paths, and of course, greenhouses with exotic plants. In general, tens of thousands of trees and shrubs from all over the world are planted in the Botanical Garden.
Somewhere like we spent a lot of time here, like doing picnics or just laying down here, and you can sleep here.
This is my first time actually seeing it with my own eyes. I mean, I heard about the park, but never really got a chance to experience it myself. So you always find interesting places.
So you can see a lot of nature and a lot of different species and like animals or birds here, like ducks and swans.
Really?
Yeah, quite relaxing place. A lot of families, they come here with their kids.
Yeah.
So we should do some small picnic soon, before summer ends.
So a bit of an interesting fact. I've been kind of outside the park, but I haven't really been inside the park itself. So this is my first time seeing all these flowers, and you have all these greenhouse gases. I've never been inside, but looks like They have interest, from what my friends are telling me. They have cacti, cactus, palm trees. So quite interesting stuff that's happening in Nur Sultan. And also if you look that way, you have the expo and the mosque, which is like the view from here, it's really nice. So it's my first time experiencing all this.
Well, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for showing me around the park.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Have a good day. See you soon, man.
See you.
See you guys.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye-bye.
Like most foreigners, Orgil pays attention to his health. This is especially important as he works on the computer. Fortunately, the Kazakhs are not far behind. Sports are traditionally popular in the country.
So we're just warming up for the squats. It's good for the legs. Before you lift heavy, it's always a good idea to warm your body up. So a bit light weights, and then you can put heavier weights. So now that we're done with warm-up, we can add a bit more weight and go heavier. So let's add the weights. I've been doing sports for as long as I can remember. I think I was 8, 9 when I started playing football, and then I got into swimming. And when I was in university, I used to also compete in sports. It's also a good way to stay young, active, healthy. Helps with alleviating stress. Whew. Okay, I think we're done. So what I like to do towards the end is I like to do a bit of stretching, you know, on the bar, pull-up bar, maybe a few pull-ups. Also, a few stretches like this and like that. After a hard session of working out, your body needs fuel. Your body needs food, mainly protein, especially if you're building muscle. Your body needs protein. So we're going to head to one of the local diners.
Interest and a friendly attitude towards foreigners are inherent in all Kazakhstan citizens, young and old. English language skills make it easy to interact with foreign guests.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. What is your name?
My name is Orgil. What's your name?
My name is Hajar.
Hajar, nice to meet
My
you.
name is Gokhan. Do you speak Russian?
I speak a little bit Russian. Yeah. So we're here, and as I showed you guys, my hometown is here in Altai, Mongolia. And you guys might think there's a border between Kazakhstan and Mongolia, but there's like 40 kilometers of Russian land. So unfortunately no border between Kazakhstan and Mongolia, but it's very close. So a lot of people ask me, why Kazakhstan? Why did you come to Kazakhstan when you were living in the US or when you were living abroad? And the honest truth is, you don't know where your life takes you. Life is always a journey of self-discovery. So even though I have some ideas of what I want to do in the future with my business, with entrepreneurship, with tourism, although it's my passion, it's what I like to do, maybe in 10 years, maybe in 15, 20 years, my goals will change. Maybe my outlook on life will change. But one thing that has always been constant, has been the same for me, is you don't know where you're going to end up. It's hard to predict where your life will be. So enjoy it, have fun, meet people, discover the world, travel, and experience life for what it is. So it's always a journey of self-discovery, I would say. So we just bought some stuff for a picnic. We'll be heading out, I think it's about 40 minutes drive from Nur Sultan. So we bought some snacks, some stuff to eat, some drinks. So we'll put it inside a car and we're going to head out to the city. So let's go. So where we're driving, it's not too far from the city. Around 30-40 minutes. So once we're there, we'll see the nature.
Orgil and his friends decided to celebrate his recent birthday outside the city, in nature. Although it suddenly got colder, this did not stop the friends. The route was also chosen much shorter. A lake is near the Koyende village, near the capital.
Oh, it's quite cold today. Aren't you feel chilly, Orgil?
It's okay. I am from one of the coldest countries in the world. So this is not bad.
Mongolia is quite cold. I agree with you.
Arriba, abajo,
Abajo.
al centro,
Al centro.
para adentro.
That's in Spanish?
That's Spanish, yeah, that's Spanish.
Alina was Orgil's colleague when he worked for an international company with many employees from all over the world. Orgil was her boss, and she still warmly remembers that time.
When I first time seen Orgil, I was trying to speak with him in Russian. It was in Central Park. I was trying to interact with him, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Are you Kazakh and speaking with me in English? Kazakhstan, Kazakhstan söyle." And it's like, "No, I'm Mongolian," and I was so shocked. And everybody laughed around, and it was a really awkward situation.
Orgil's benevolence and openness allows him to find a common language with everyone, so he has many friends not only from among Kazakh people. For example, Philip is from Brazil, and he also works in the field of IT technologies.
Yeah, first of all, I guess I'd like to say how thankful I am for being here and how beautiful this country is, Kazakhstan, and how much it already feels like home to me, how much I've come to like it. And yeah, it's just so nice to be out of the city, relaxing.
The weather got cold and it's like August, the end of the summer. So we decided to come here. This is Koyende Lake. It has nice nature. Like people usually come here for fishing.
Like views like this remind me of home and a bit of my childhood, because growing up, this was the usual view. And it's one of the things I appreciate about Kazakhstan too. It's how certain geographical views remind me of home, and how Kazakhs, Mongols, nomads in general, used to live not too long ago. And some people still live as nomads. Is a way to reconnect with my roots, the open steppe. So thank you guys for tuning in. That's my usual day in Kazakhstan and what I usually do around Kazakhstan. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Glad you were able to join us in today's episode. So I'll see you guys around somewhere in Kazakhstan. Bye-bye.
So with that, we say goodbye to Orgil, the hero of our program. We hope that he'll be living in Kazakhstan for many more years, making his contribution to the country's prosperity.